Shalom. First and foremost, I'm going to say, call Allah YAHAWAH, Bahashim YAHAWASHI, Bahashim Rachakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of the great millstone, who taught us this truth and rule well. And Shalom to the hopeful elect. Yahawah Bahashim YAHAWASHI, Barakatham. It's the brother Kazar Riyah from the Winterval West Coast, coming back at it again with another lesson. Alright, and basically, just watching the times, man, is going to tie into the one I did earlier today. Dealing with how you got millions of Americans that are, basically going broke, man. They going broke. On average, they're like $5,000 in debt. And they're in debt due to, not paying the rent, and the utility bills, which that's the essential needs, the food, water, the gas, and the crazy thing of it all is that, man, we haven't even hit, one of the chief satanic holidays that this kingdom, celebrates, which is that Christmas. The spirit of Christmas is gonna be dead this year, man. All right, and that's all, and that's called Allah Yahawah Bahashim YAHAWASHI. All right, because that's not even a true, holy day to begin with, man. It's founded on paganism. It's founded on deceit. And that's another testimony. That's another testament. On how it's really over for this kingdom as a whole. You know what I'm saying? It's really over for this wicked kingdom as a whole, man. All right, and here we're gonna bring out, a couple articles, to show that really there is no light at the end of the tunnel. Because it's crazy. Because you had Joe Biden. He came out and said it was gonna be a dark winter. And that's because these elites, these Edomites in the upper echelons. All right, these devils in the upper echelons. They know where the world is heading into. They know that, it's the NWO agendas that are being enacted. That's why everything, is happening the way it's happening. They know that the Lord is about to come back. But these lower level Babylonians, they're lost in the sauce, man. And a lot of them, majority of them, they think that there's gonna be a light at the end of the tunnel. You think that this, especially 2/3, man. All right, especially the 2/3, Israelites, so-called Black Latinos, Native Americans that is out here lost in the sauce. They think that, this predicament is just gonna fix itself, man. They think that this predicament is gonna fix itself, man. Couldn't be any further from the truth, man. All right, it's very far from the truth, man. All right, because there really is no light at the end of this tunnel. All right, we're gonna bring out these two articles. Gonna substantiate that. All right, so the first article. All right, I gotta watch my words too. I don't want the channels to get taken down. All right, so it's the C-19 pandemic could push more than 1 billion people worldwide into extreme poverty. All right, so this C-19 pandemic could push more than 1 billion people worldwide into extreme poverty. Yo, it's gonna get real out here, man. All right, extreme poverty. It's gonna get real out here, man. Because of all these lockdowns, these restrictions, you know what I'm saying? Production has been hindered. Money, the movement of money has been hindered. It wasn't the first lockdown. Brothers were bringing it out. You know what I'm saying? How they, there was this sister. She was on some type of a trading port or she was in a port, where they bring in the crates, and that's basically dealing with the trading, the imports and the exports. How they ship the crates to America. They export the crates to other countries, and she was showing how everything was empty. She was showing how it was all empty, and that was just the first lockdown, which is a test trial. The first lockdown was a test trial to this one, man. I believe this one is gonna, through spirit, this definitely has to be the lockdown where a lot of these, these Edomites, these devils are gonna enact and enable, all these New World Order agendas, man. That's why you got the V, and the V is gonna lead up to the mark of the beast, man. You know what I'm saying? So, anyways, we're gonna go into the first paragraph, and we're gonna bring it out. So it reads, another 207 million people could be driven into extreme poverty by severe long-term impact of the C-19 pandemic, bringing the total number to more than 1 billion by 2030. All right, and see, that's, these devils, man, they really think their kingdom is going to go on forever, man. They, you know what I'm saying? Don't get deceived. by when you hear dates like this, when you read about dates like this, because we're not gonna be out, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're not gonna be, we're gonna be out of here by then, man. All right, with the rate everything is moving, you know what I'm saying? No, don't talk about another 10 years, man. You know what I'm saying? I'd be surprised if it was just one more year, and even then, you know. So, anyways, bringing the total number to more than 1 billion, all right, warns the UN. All right, so it's gonna be billions of people that's gonna be affected. All right, because what people don't know is that the world economy is about to collapse, man. All right, and the reason why is because these elites, they're trying to transfer or transition the world into a cashless society. And in order to do that, they have to shift the currencies. They have to shift basically everything. How everything is done, how currency is basically how currency moves, man. All right, because in this society we have the physical currency, the dollars and the euros and the different currencies that these other nations use. Which I don't want to say this society. I meant to say, in this, how do I put it to you? I could just say era. You know what I'm saying? In this era, we have physical currency. But in the era that these elites are trying to usher in, they want to move, you know what I'm saying, they want to move it into a digital currency, because they're gonna implement that mark, which is the RFID microchip. So they're gonna implement, they're gonna use a digital currency, like the Bitcoin, and they probably gonna come up with their own, but a Bitcoin could be a good one, a Bitcoin. I don't want to say a good one like that. Bitcoin could be a possible one, highly possible one. All right, it's a good chance they're gonna use the Bitcoin as the worldwide currency, But that's just what it is, man. All right, and that's why they're enacting these agendas, because ultimately is to move in with the mark. All right, that's what it's gonna really lead to. All right, but these devils are not going to, these devils are not going to. Hold on a second. Let me just scan through this. Yeah, these devils are not going to go through with their plan. All right, here we have another one. All right, world facing debt tsunami as C19 hammers economies. Okay, and when was this released? November 19th, 2020 of this year. The world is facing a debt tsunami. Basically, there's going to be an economic collapse worldwide, man. All right. Look what it says. Global debt is expected to skyrocket to a record of 277 trillion by the end of the year as governments and companies continue to spend in response to the C19 pandemic. The Institute for Finance, for International Finance, basically the IIF, has said. All right, and that's the thing though. Who do these countries, who are these countries indebted to, man? You know what I'm saying? Who are these countries indebted to, man? It's the elites, man. These Rothschilds, these different banking families. All right, and they're the one. All right, they're the ones that are basically making all this happen. But it's really YAHAWASHI that's putting the spirit in them to make all these things happen. All right, it's really YAHAWASHI that's putting the spirit in them to make all these things happen. All right, because as it is written in the scriptures, in the book of Psalms chapter 9, let's bring it out. Book of Psalms chapter 9. Book of Psalms chapter 9 verse 15. All right, and it reads, the heathen are sunk down in the pit that they made. In a net which they hid is their own foot taken. All right. So I'm going to read it again. The heathen are sunk down in the pit that they made. Okay. The pit that they made. In the net which they hid is their own foot taken. All right, because look, man, these devils aren't coming out to the world talking about, all right, look, man, we got these agendas to collapse the economy. We're gonna make it to where the dollar isn't worth anything. It's gonna be a lot of chaos. No, it's a net. A net is something that's hidden. A net is a hunting tool that you use, that you hide it in the leaves, so that the creature you're hunting doesn't catch on, and then when the creature gets on the net, the trap is set, it gets ensnared in the net. You know what I'm saying? But guess what? They're gonna be trapped in their own net. These agendas is really their trap. All right, it's really a trap that YAHAWASHI set for them, because he put it in their spirit to come up with all these agendas and all these all these agendas, and now that he's activating them, he thinks he's gonna go through with them. He thinks that it's foolproof, But guess what? They're gonna be trapped by these agendas, because that's when YAHAWASHI can destroy them. All right, when they think they're about to fill their belly, and it's not to turn away from the spirit of the lesson, which not necessarily the spirit, but the topic of the lesson, but that's just, what it is, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, ain't no light at the end of the tunnel for these Babylonians, man. And especially for the elites as well, man. Ain't no light at the end of the tunnel. You may think, you got the victory, but right when you taste that victory, YAHAWASHI is going to take it away from you, man. All right, but this is further to show, man, that these, it's further to show that stuff isn't gonna go, this thing is not gonna just fix itself, man. All right, so anyways, I'm gonna go into the article, through the spirit. All right, continue on. It reads, according to the IIF, whose members include over 400 banks and financial institutions across the globe. So this is definitely ran by Rothschilds, man. This is one of those secret shadow corporations, man. All right. So it reads, global debt has ballooned by 15 trillion this year to 200 and okay, there we go. So global debt has ballooned by 15 trillion this year to 272 trillion as of September. Bro. Yo. This place is done, man. All right, this place is done. 272 trillion. All right. And here we were talking about, before the C-19 lockdown and the pandemic and all that began, brothers been making videos about how the economy's going down the drain, man. Brothers been making videos about how, American economy is gonna be destroyed, man. Or not destroyed, Salaki is gonna be collapsed, man. But now we have 272 trillion dollars in debt. And that's global. This is basically a culmination of different countries out there. So that goes to show this Jacob's trouble is gonna be worldwide, man. It's gonna be worldwide. It's gonna get real worldwide. All right. Let's keep on reading. There is a significant uncertainty about the global economy, about how the global economy can deleverage the future without significant adverse implications for economic activity. All right. So I'm going to read this again. Salaki, there is significant uncertainty. All right. Basically, they're worried, man, about how the global economy can deleverage in the future without significant adverse implications for economic activity. All right. And, they're using all them, complex words. You know what I'm saying? But basically, they're just saying, like, look, man, we are very concerned because we don't know how the economy is going to get back to normal without there being chaos. All right. And that is something that, is going to happen, and it's happening by design. All right. Order Rab KO. All right. Because they're going to force, they're not going to force you Babylonians to take the chip. All right. They're not going to do it like that. They're going to create a chaos. They're going to make you want to do it out of need. All right. And that's why it's called the hour of temptation, because they're not going to you know what I'm saying? You're gonna have certain exceptions, certain cases where, this devil's gonna lock some brothers up, and he's gonna try to force a chip on them, if or else it's they're gonna put brothers to death, man. That's where the martyrs come in. You know, that's the lot of the martyrs. But for the most part, man, these devils is gonna come out with the chip, and it's gonna be, a voluntary thing where, people are gonna be basically sheeped to take it. They're gonna be, if people wanna, because these people are not gonna have any faith in Yahawashi Yahawashi. All right. These Babylonians, man, they don't believe in Yahawashi Yahawashi. They're not gonna have any faith in Yahawashi Yahawashi. So they're gonna go and they're gonna take that shit, man. But us in this knowledge is gonna be the hour of temptation. All right, it's gonna be the hour of temptation because we're not supposed to take that chip. We're gonna trust in Yahweh Shem Shai that He could feed us and He could give us our necessities in that day. So it reads, it said, warning of an attack of the depth tsunami. Okay, so it said, warning of an attack of the depth tsunami, because it's coming, man. That depth tsunami is basically the economic collapse, man. But they try to hide it with these, weird, goofy little words, man. These little, like a depth tsunami. Like, what is that, man? It's an economic collapse, man. All right. These people don't know anything, man. Oh, depth tsunami. Okay, I don't know what that is. Nah, that's the economic collapse, bro. So the report pointed out that among advanced nations, debt surged above 432% of the GDP in the third quarter, which is a 50% increase on 2019. All right, so the nation's debt surged above 432%, man. Oh, here we go. This is a good one right here. All right, this this article is golden. All right, so it reads, the United States, which has implemented one of the biggest stimulus packages in the world, accounted for almost half of that rise. Okay, so the United States, which has implemented one of the biggest stimulus packages in the world, accounted for almost half of that rise. All right, so 200, like basically half of this 432% of all the countries that who their debt surged, basically, who the debt became more, how do I put this, in better words? Half of this 432%, of the national debt for these other kingdoms, these other countries, that rose. All right, the U.S. is half of that, man. Okay, it's half of it because of the stimulus packages and the, the unemployment aid and all that. And you hear, in the world, you talk to Jake, man. Jake will tell you, so and so, man, he applied for the unemployment thing. He got thousands, man. He got 20K. So and so got 30K. So and so got out the prison. He applied and now he got thousands, bro. He got thousands. So I'm sitting here like, damn. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, this gonna destroy that economy, man. And call halal Yahweh Shem Shai, because we almost home. All right? So check it out. The total U.S. debt is on track to hit 80 trillion in 2020. All right, now mind you, this came out, when did this come out? All right, this came out November 19th. All right, so total U.S. debt is on track to hit 80 trillion in 2020, up from 71 trillion in 2019, said the IIF. All right. So it reads, I'm going to keep on going, until it starts to dull up. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to pick the meat from the bones, man. But so far, this whole thing is meat. So it reads, as for the Eurozone, government actions led to an increase of 1.5 trillion in public debt over the same period to reach 53 trillion. So the Eurozone, I guess that's talking about, the Europeans. They went from 1.5 trillion to 53 trillion. All right. That is still below the region's all-time high of 55 trillion seen in the second quarter of 2014. It's gonna get even worse, man. All right, because we coming into the second lockdown. All right, we coming into the second wave, man. Okay, and it's still, guess what? That those fear tactics are still coming up, man. All right, because this was released in the 19th of November. You know, so them fear tactics, man. You know, with the new wave, and you know, we in the holidays and all these you know what I'm saying, all these new cases of COVID-19. You know, it's gonna cause for more restrictions, man. You know, people are gonna take that V. You know, and you best believe, you know, these kingdoms, you know, these other countries, you know, starting with America, they're gonna spend a lot of money into the implementation of that V. You know, they're gonna spend a lot of money into the implementation of that V. That's why they're gonna really, you know, that's why it's gonna make sense for them in their, you know, in their hearts, in their minds to push out the, you know, to ultimately push out that RFID microchip, which is the mark of the beast. You know, because they're gonna do it out of survival. You know what I'm saying? In order to keep their kingdoms going on and keep their countries and all that going on, they're gonna do it out of survival, man. All right, because this crisis, you know, this C-19, you know, it man, it really destroyed the economies of all these countries worldwide. All right, like as you can see, man, he went from 1.5 trillion to 53 trillion, and that's up over there in Europe, man. You know, half of the global debt surge is from America by itself, man. You know, so we're gonna keep on going. According to the research, debt levels in emerging markets rose to over 240% of GDP, with Lebanon, China, Malaysia, and Turkey experiencing the biggest rises in non-financial sector debts. All right, so yeah, that's, you know, other countries as well. You know, 240%, man. That's no joke, man. You know. So let's just read this last paragraph. You know, we're gonna flow through in the spirit. You know, so the pace of global debt accumulation has been unprecedented since 2016, increasing by over 52 trillion. The IIF said while some 15 trillion of this surge has been recorded in 2020 amid the C-19 pandemic, the debt buildup over the past 4 years has far outstripped the 6 trillion rise over the previous 4 years. Okay, so, yo, man, just this 1 year, just the first, and all this is a result of the first lockdown. All right, all this is a result of the first lockdown, because the second one, all right, because look, this article was published in the 19th of November. All right, the 19th of November. Now, on the 19th of November, we were, you know, brothers were talking about it's gonna be a second lockdown. You know, they were based. These devils were also talking about, you know, it's gonna be a second lockdown. You know, and the second lockdown is gonna be activated in December, if I'm not mistaken. You know, which is this month, and we're already in December. You know, so it goes to show, man. This second lockdown, man, it's gonna be the nail in the coffin for the economies, man, for the global economies. All right, that's why they're gonna have to, you know what I'm saying, they're gonna have to put out that mark of the beast, man. They're gonna have to put out that RFID microchip. All right, because they're gonna do it out of survival. All right, they're gonna do it out of survival, and if I'm not mistaken, you know, this is literally the perfect crisis, you know, that these elites have basically used, because, you know, I remember one of them said, I don't know if it was a Rockefeller or a Rothschild, you know, he said, you know, 100 years ago, man, like, yo, you just need the right crisis. You know, they could obtain it, they just need the right crisis, and that's what they, you know what I'm saying, they've been looking for, and they found the right crisis. But guess what? YAHAWASHI, he's gonna, yo, look, man, they may taste the victory, all right, but right when they taste that victory, YAHAWASHI is gonna shut them down. All right, so we're going to go to the book of Job, chapter Chapter 20, yeah. The book of Job. Let me see where I could just start off. The book of Job, chapter 20, verse 22. All right, and it reads, in the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. All right, so in the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits, man. See, when he's tasting that victory, he's going to be in straits, man. All right, every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. All right, verse 23, when he is about to fill his belly, YAHAWASHI shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and shall rain it upon him while he is eating. All right, basically, while this devil, I'm talking about the elites. All right, while they are tasting that victory, when they think that they activated and they achieved their NWO. You know what I'm saying? Look, man, that's when the Lord is gonna visit them. All right, and guess what? Apparatus, our Lord willing, we were of that number. We're of the 144,000. We're gonna be there with them. We're gonna be there visiting them too. All right, and it's gonna be to put them in slavery, man, to cast them down to the pits, as it is written in the book of Isaiah, chapter 14. All right, and it reads, all right, he shall flee from the iron weapon, and the bow of steel shall strike him through. Well, that's basically it on that. You know what I'm saying? But look, that's how it's gonna be, man, because the Lord has prepared a judgment for these devils, man. All right, the Lord has prepared a judgment for these devils, man. All right, book of Revelation, chapter 6, verse 15. And the kings of the earth, and the great men, and the rich men, and the chief captains, and the mighty men, and every bondman, and every free man, hid themselves in the dens and in the rocks of the mountains. All right, you see? And the kings of the earth, and the great men, and the rich men, and the chief captains, the mighty men, and every bondman, and every free man, hid themselves in the dens, in the rocks of the mountains. That's talking about the bunkers, man. That's what that's talking about, the bunkers. All right, because and these people are basically these elites. All right, and you best believe they're gonna bring their servants there with them, right? Kings of the earth, the great men, right? The different scientists, and the rich men, the Bill Gates in them, and the chief captains, right? The chief captains, man. You know what I'm saying? Talking about all these top generals. And the mighty men, the top soldiers, because they're just not just going to be in the bunkers, without protection, and every bondman and every free man, right? So every bondman, every free man, because it's going to be, these devils really think that they're going to be ruling inside them bunkers, man. They're going to be, it's going to be people serving them in those bunkers, man. Some of them is going to be some sellout 2/3 of our people, man. They're going to be destroyed, man. All right. And every free man hid themselves in the dens and in the rocks of the mountains. All right, that's talking about, the bunkers, man. And the reason said to the mountains and rocks, fall on us and hide us from the face of him that sitteth on the throne. All right, because like I said, the beginning of this lesson, these devils know. They know what time it is, man. They know they have but a short time. That's why they are enacting all these agendas. That's why they're doing all this. That's why they got their bunkers ready. Okay? Because they're trying to hide from the face of him that sitteth on the throne, which is YAHAWASHI. All right? And from the wrath of the Lamb, which is YAHAWASHI. Okay? And it reads, for the great day of his wrath is come, and who shall be able to stand? All right? Who shall be able to stand, man? Nobody, man. And you elites are not going to be able to stand against this, man. All right, it's crazy because brother just did a sit down, dealing with spiritual power and how these other nations, they're developing their super soldiers, man. Not gonna be able to stand against any of that, man. All right, not gonna be able to stand against, all right, the elect. So like you're not gonna be able to stand against the YAHAWASHI, the thousands of the heavens, the angels, the elect. You nations will not be able to stand against that, man. All right. That's what it is. All right, and that does set the Bible, man. All right, and you could, you could fight against it, but really, it's to no avail. Pride of thine heart has deceived thee. All right, so with that, I'm gonna say, call halal Yahawah ba'ashem Yahawashi ba'ashem Nachakodash. Give me the spirit to do this lesson. All right, with that, I'm gonna say shalom.